The original plan for today's video was to head up Mount Cairngorm itself above Aviemore. I have my e-bike with me and the plan was just to cycle to the top, explore around the corries there and just get familiarised with the area. It's actually not an area that I'm overly familiar with. However, the wind has got up quite considerably. Even at the base station it was about 20 mile an hour, so up the top it would have been pretty wild. Add to that, the car park was nearly full as well, so I just didn't think it'd be wise to head up. Thankfully, Aviemore has plenty of good riding in the surrounding area, many of which trails I have actually done quite recently, excluding these trails at Inchdrake and Feshy Bridge, which I haven't hit for a very long time. So that's where we are now, and those are the trails we're going to be riding. It's been about 3 years since I've done these, and I've only done them a couple of times, so quite keen to give them another go. Just heading up to the first trail, which is known as Cake or Death. It's quite a cool name. Actually, at the end of this trail used to be a cake shop, like a kind of from somebody's home or something like that. I've never been here whilst it's been open, but I guess that's where the name came from. Switch the power off, a couple extra gears, let's go. Awkward start. Nice. Getting there now. This way. It's amazing, this is almost exactly how I remember it. It obviously gets enough traffic to keep it a trail, but not enough to ruin it. And that's pretty cool. This has had a bit of work though. That was much more boggy before. Yeah, decent bit of work here. The boggy link. Careful of the road. Lovely. Warmed up. So as you'll have seen, that trail was pretty straightforward. A lot of fun, but not too much to it, which means it's actually quite good for beginners and intermediates alike. Good introduction to some non-trail centre single track. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. The one we're going to now is a bit more full on, but not massively hard, so more intermediate to advanced, I suppose. Right, I remember this climb to be quite engaging. Hopefully that is the case. Oh, well, maybe a bit too engaging. I wish this thing was a little bit quieter. Noise can get quite wearing after a while. Right, we are going up this way. Right, this is the proper steep stuff now. Yes. Obviously I've got the power behind me. Or attached to me, should I say. Still need timing and balance and technique, which is annoying. that is the top. Stunning. Beautiful. Right, so we've just climbed the Inca Trail, and now it just leads to a trail simply known as the Cliff Top Trail, because you'll never guess it, we're at the top of a cliff. Albeit you can't really see it. Oh yeah, I remember this. Whoa. Yeah, that's a bit more committing. Oh, tree down. Oh, a couple of trees. Wow, more than a couple. Love trails like this. Oh, yep. Oh. Crunching. Nice. Very nice. Oh yes. That's a delight. That is a delight. Back onto the road. There we go. The River Feshie. The temptation to go for a swim is pretty strong. Oh man, I love it up here. I would happily live here if I could afford it, but I'm very confident I cannot afford to live here. Okay, here we go. The Craig Dhu climb, which joins on from the other side there. And up we go. We're heading for a trail called the Ridge, but that's quite misleading. It's not very ridge-like. Right, not going to record too much more of the climb because that squeaking noise is doing my head in. Might as well tap it. Right, now for the best bit of the day, I think. Yeah, the Ridge. Oh, that creek's still there. Let's go. That's the one. Oh. Tight. There we go. Out into the open. Let's utilise this power we've got. Play the e-bike to its strengths, which also happens to be my weakness. Power. Oh. Right, now she gets interesting. About to get some kind of steepness. Oh. Nice. Man, this is hard work. Oh. Oh, this is a proper workout. Full on. That's more like it. This is quite a sustained effort now. No let up. Even on an e-bike, it's good enduro training. Oh, wow, it's so narrow. Catching the end of my bars regular. Oh, a bit more enduro like now, a bit rougher and steeper. Lovely. Oh. Yeah. Consider this my XC day. That's Cairngorms in a nutshell. So I found an alternative way back. Just been past a few houses, but it's a way marked right of way, which is actually quite unusual for Scotland. I mean, I suppose this is like green laning or forget the name of them. Bridleways down south. This is a nice alternative to the road, that's for sure. Not that it's a busy or dangerous road. Yeah, single track is always better though. So you can see this is very much a spate river, as in a river that generally doesn't hold much water, but the catchment area is huge. So when you get a downpour, it has some pretty big mountains to catch and feed it. And actually further up Glenfeshie, up that way, there is one particular bit of path, well actually it's several bits, and it's just completely washed away. We're talking, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 feet of land has just been completely washed away, i.e. the path just goes off a cliff now in one of the bits. So yeah, it's like nothing just now, but it can get pretty full on. My temptation to swim has gone, but I'll have a look all the same. That is quite the bridge. Very fine. And that water is so clear. Well, I've still got to get back to the van, which is another couple of miles that way, but I think I'll end the video here at Feshie Bridge. Yeah, I inadvertently done some cross country because I was on my e-bike, so we'll call it EXC. Maybe that's a new category. It certainly is for me. But yeah, not the usual intense rough trails that I normally do, not the mountains, but still highly enjoyable, especially that last trail at Inchreach. The only thing I would say is if you're going to do both, maybe just drive in between them, unless you want to incorporate it as a big genuine XC loop like I did. but actually on an XC bike, if that makes sense. Anyway, thanks for watching this one, and I suspect the next video might be a bit more gnarly.